2020 definitely changed how I would define joy. I've struggled through stuff, but this was different because there wasn't a lot of things that I could do to distract myself from reality. So I had to just feel the hard parts, and then I feel like I could really feel the joy too in those moments. Just like there's this inherent, I don't know, I want to say happiness, but it's beyond happiness. And it just kind of makes the yucky times worth it. The best example is sitting out back by the fire with Kaylee and eating dinner out there and roasting marshmallows like every night for a month. I felt really present. And I remember saying, we're going to miss this when it's over. The word joy is important to me. It's my middle name. And it's Kaylee's middle name. My mom named me that because she figured when she would get mad at me, people say the whole name when they're, scolding their children sometimes. And so she thought if she said Heather Joy, that she would remember how much she wanted me. And so that's why I named Kaylee that. Kaylee Joy. And I say it a lot. I remember, too, how much I wanted her and how much I love her. So I'm Heather DeGell, and 2020 has been a journey of joy.
I moved about 3 times this past year, so having to pick up and get up and go and just transition. And yeah, that wasn't easy, but also with transition comes with loss. So loss of employment, loss of support, and loss of direction. Throughout the Psalms, David laments through crazy seasons of his life, but also worships the Lord in the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. I think you could be sad and joyful at the same time. Sadness in the sense that something may be leaving you, and it's hard to acknowledge that, but you can still be joyous of that thing or that opportunity coming to an end because it provides more room in your heart for the next available thing that God provides for you. So joy comes in the morning, and the moment I get to open my eyes, there's opportunity for joy to come in. Even when it's still, even though I have a sucky day, I can end my day knowing God gave me a second chance. God gave me opportunity, and that's something to be joyous about. I'm Mariah Gallegos, and 2020 has been a journey of joy.
The most challenging thing for me in this season has definitely been sort of reconciling what's happening within me with what's happening outside of me. And so I see it as tension points, and because I'm a musician and I play guitars have tension points, and across that tension point is a string, right? And so that string is where the music's made. So my goal is, okay, here's the tension points, here's the ideal, here's the greatest thing, which is what God has. Here I am. And God, what sort of song do you want to play in that space?
For me, it's that love connection. It's that intimacy that I have with Jesus when I fully recognize like who he is, that he's on the throne, that he's like Lord of the universe, and wow, like he's majestic. I think that joy is something that I've always pursued because I wrestle with sadness and a little bit of anxiety mixed in. So it's something that I've always tried to like seek out, and they're doing a joy conference, they're doing a joy retreat, they're doing that, and but it wasn't until I went through some really the hardest times in my life the joy came. So, there's a little kick coming in right there. A little snicker snacker.
There's this sense of there's something about joy and endurance that they're connected. That really joy is something that comes through endurance, and via our connection with the Lord, if we have a sense of what He's doing, what His heart is, it enables us to sort of look beyond the current circumstance and say, well, I believe that there is a point of joy that can come as we make it through this. But then also I think that like the personal part of joy is that closeness to the Lord. Like if you can really experience His approval and love for you at any moment, whether it's a challenging moment, whether it's a peaceful moment, whatever sort of moment it is, whether it's a moment, whether it's a moment of victory, that God's unfailing love and approval and acceptance and purpose for you is non-conditional. Hi, I'm Paul.
I'm Marnie. This year has been a journey of joy.